So we've chosen to develop Freightos for the logistics industry despite the huge lack of profitability in the past 5 years, primarily because it is such a large industry. With $19 trillion worth of goods shipped around the world every single year, it's clear that there's money to be made. And there's a reason that the carriers are staying in business and the forwarders are staying in business. There's a huge pie out there, and the best way to recoup the losses and start turning that into profitability is with better data movement, is with more efficiency coming out of your existing processes in order to reduce your cost of operations and increase your sales. So when it comes to usage of the Freightos platform, we've seen over the past 5 years tremendous growth from a freight forwarder's perspective. We're working with 3 of the top 15 logistics providers in the world, dozens of others, and we've had over 5 million freight quotes that were automated on our system. So we've made tremendous headway when it comes to that. When it comes to our online marketplace, which is still in beta, we're seeing some really good headway, and we're seeing it come from small companies and mid-sized companies from across the gamut. It's a work in progress. It's not just a technology change, it's a cultural change as well. So we see that the industry is changing. It's clear based on more investments in logistics companies, based on the fact that more companies are popping up there, and based on the fact that more people are looking online for freight services. It's clear that that change is coming, so we're expecting that growth to continue. The logistics industry is traditionally looked at as fairly risk averse and pretty afraid of large change. And I think that makes sense given the scope of the industry and given the fact that when you change something at the world's largest carrier, you have to roll that change out across the world. And if it doesn't work, then those are huge supply chains that will be disrupted. So I think there is a certain degree of risk averseness. There's nothing like some healthy margin loss and threats to really get people to jump over that hurdle of risk and start implementing new programs. And over the past 5 years alone, we've seen that change coming. We've seen us go from us chasing after freight companies to freight companies coming to us, and from shippers doing the exact same thing. It seems like we're almost over that hurdle of, hey, technology is going to hurt us, and nearing to the point where, hey, technology is going to save us. So from my perspective, beyond cultural hurdles that prevent better adoption, I think that there's a matter of data connectivity. You could take the best software system in the world, the best cloud-based software system in the world, use it on a regional level, and not connect it to the rest of your company, and you're losing half the point of it. You could have one company that is data enabled, that is working smarter, another company that isn't, and again, you're losing half the point. So you are looking at an industry that has a tipping point. You do need a certain degree of data connectivity in order to really make it worthwhile and to unlock those changes. It's something that we see on a day-to-day basis on companies that run smaller pilots. It works, but once they start a larger pilot, they realize how much better it could work. So I think that broad change is really an obstacle that will take some time to overcome. When it comes to data and better data movement, I think that cybersecurity is definitely something that people need to be worried about. That isn't a new thing necessarily. If you've had sensitive data stored at your own company in a server buried 30 miles underground, you still need to be concerned about a person that can get their hands on that data. As cyber threats scale up, as it becomes easier to threaten people online or threaten software platforms, it's something that more companies need to look at. So far, I haven't seen any large-scale attacks, on logistics data centers. But I think that naturally, when you look towards data to help you, you also have to look at the obstacles and make sure that you're controlling for those obstacles.